Welcome to Gail's Kitchen. Today we're making an easy, dreamy, creamy cheesecake. It takes less than 10 minutes to prepare, 40 minutes to bake. It's 3 steps: mix, pour, and bake. First step is to take 2 blocks of softened or room temperature cream cheese. We're going to mix to that 1/2 cup of sugar. So let's get our cream cheese. You can mix this in a food processor. You can mix this with your stand mixer. You can mix this with a hand mixer. So we're going to blend together 2 blocks of softened cream cheese, which is at room temperature. To our cream cheese, we're going to add 1/2 cup of sugar. I like to go ahead and mix my cream cheese and sugar by hand. So we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. This is our homemade vanilla extract, which we have a video on how to make your own homemade vanilla extract if you have not seen it. Stir in 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. If you wanted to give it just a little more boost of flavor, you could use an additional 1/4 teaspoon of an extract. Got all that sugar to the side, and now we folded in 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. You just don't want any visible lumps. I chose to mix this by hand. The main thing is you just want to get that sugar completely dissolved, and you do not want any lumps. Now we have 2 eggs that are room temperature. You whisk this together. And all we're going to do is put this on the center rack at 350 degrees and bake it for about 40 minutes until the outside edges are set up. The center will still be just a little bit jiggly, but once it sets up in the refrigerator, the cheesecake will be firm. You are just going to love this cheesecake for its simplicity and the fact that all we have in here are 2 blocks of cream cheese, 1/2 cup of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, and 2 eggs. Now we have mixed this cheesecake till it's smooth. And you see I did this by hand, so you don't need any special tools, equipment. Just pour this into a store-bought graham cracker crust. So 3-step cheesecake: mix, pour, and bake. This is going to go in the oven at 350 degrees on the center rack for 40 minutes, and we'll be back. Our cheesecake baked for 40 minutes at 350 degrees on the center rack. It's nice and golden brown around the outside edges, and it's set up on the outside edges. The center is just a little bit jiggly, which is the way you want it. We're going to put this on a wire rack, and we're going to let this cool completely. This is then going to be put in the refrigerator for a minimum of 3 hours, preferably overnight. It develops the fullest flavor if you leave the cheesecake in the refrigerator overnight. To dress up this cheesecake, you can use any combination of fruit. You can use pie fillings, like your cherry pie filling. Today we're just going to set up some raspberries around the outside edge, and then we're going to come back and put a few blueberries inside. So there's our easy, dreamy 3-step cheesecake, all dressed up and ready to go to the party.